Hey everyone, this is Colin from Presearch. Just wanted to take a minute to make a quick video to answer a pretty good question that we had come up the other day, and that was about our plan to build Presearch in kind of a multi-stage format versus trying to tackle a fully decentralized search engine right off the bat. And it's a great question, and it's a great concern. And certainly something I think that we would definitely aspire to. If we felt that it was feasible to do that right off the bat and to build a search engine that was as compelling as Google, that offered that massive consumer value, and do it in a fully decentralized way. Totally agree that would be the best course of action. We would definitely love to do that and prefer to do it that way. But we've looked at it, and there are some already fully decentralized search engines. There's one in particular called Yacy, Y-A-C-Y. I think it's yacy.net. And it's interesting. They've got a fully node-based peer-to-peer search engine, and on the decentralized side, seems like it kind of checks a lot of the boxes. But it's one of those things that, from a consumer standpoint, the actual user experience and the amount of work that's required to get it set up properly and to use it. I mean, it's pretty much restricted to really tech savvy individuals, and the usage rates kind of correspond to that. They're pretty low from what we can see, and so we're really looking at this more as a product to actually try to make a dent in the Google ecosystem and try to develop that usage and kind of that clear path for moving away from Google for maybe not the average person, but a more average searcher, somebody who doesn't need to install custom software and set themselves up as a node. Ultimately, we think that technology is going to evolve, and it's going to enable us to create more of that experience in a more user-friendly way. But right now, from what we're seeing as far as just the current limits of technology, it just doesn't really seem like the best path. Really, the way that we're looking at this, we want to build a brand, build that early usage, build a community around the concept of decentralized, but almost somewhat more importantly, open and transparent search. And we feel like we've got a really great way to make that happen, that offers huge value to people who are searching the web really frequently, particularly the web workers, those who are spending 8 hours a day on a desktop or a laptop. They have kind of a workflow. They likely need to search some specific databases on a frequent basis, and they prefer the actual search result pages for those different resources that they're using. So they might be doing domain name lookups, or they might be an internet marketer searching the Moz forums, or it could be a dev that's searching Stack Exchange, Stack Overflow. It could be somebody who's even using a bit specific database, something maybe like a legal database or a school database. And so we've got, we think, a great way to basically save them a couple steps, rather than right now they're searching on Google for the actual name of the resource that they want to access, and then they're pulling up that site and then they're searching it. We are making it really easy for them basically to enter their search query and then just hit a logo and search directly into that database. It's basically going to kick them right over to that actual site, give them the search interface, which in a lot of times is preferable. For instance, if I'm searching on LinkedIn, I'd actually rather use the LinkedIn search results than Google, because LinkedIn knows who I'm connected to. It's going to make suggestions based on that social graph, and it's better than if I just search that person's name on Google and there's multiple people that have the same name and it's pulling up the wrong one, or it's giving me just a top 25 list. So it's that type of use case where we think we can drive a bit of a wedge in between the current Google search behavior and kind of the ultimate search behavior that we're trying to encourage, which is just people using alternative search engines and starting to break that really direct and really strong bond with Google. So that's kind of how we're approaching version 1. It's definitely something that's a lot easier to execute on. The chances of success are way higher because of the fact that we're actually leveraging Google. So by default, we're not asking people to change their search behavior in a way that likely isn't going to stick. It really sucks when you do something and you get somebody pumped up about it and they do it once or twice and then they stop because it's just, it's too hard or it doesn't meet their actual needs. And we know that Google does a great job from a consumer standpoint. So we want to make that as easy as possible. So basically by default, you run a search through Presearch, you're still going to pull up a Google result. If you choose another engine like DuckDuckGo or Twitter or Wikipedia, YouTube, any of those other ones, you're going to then be one click away from those search results. And so we feel like it's a way that people will actually stick with. And how we know that is because the way that this project evolved, it was actually a skunkworks project. We just built Presearch for ourselves. We had a bunch of databases that we were commonly searching, and this was just a way to save time. And we built it in like 2013, and we're still using it internally at our company, shopcity.com. And it's, we set our homepage to it, we pull it up, and it's got everything that we need, one click away. And so we're pretty confident that once people try it, and specifically if they're actually earning Presearch tokens, PSTs, for using the search engine, they're going to try it and they're going to actually stick with it. And then we're going to be able to start breaking that, reliance on the Google engine, and then over time, we can start decentralizing and really build that community around the open and transparent movement, and make a search engine that people will use and that they will love and participate in and contribute to. So that's the vision. That's kind of why we're doing things the way we are. Again, it's an awesome question, and certainly anybody who's considering participating in the crowd sale or using Presearch, it's a great question. You should definitely be asking that and wanting to know that answer, because it's important. We're not doing this though because it's what we see as being the ultimate way to solve the problem. Is just the way that we think we can get this out there and make an impact and get traction in the market, and then over time we can layer on some of the latest greatest technologies as they continue to evolve. The overall blockchain space is so fresh and things are evolving so quickly. It kind of makes a little bit of sense to take a wait and see approach from technology standpoint. All the ICOs that have happened just over the past few months really opening up some pretty amazing doorways that we're going to be able to leverage with Presearch, and that everybody's going to be able to leverage through all the different models that are evolving. So thanks for everybody who has asked that question. Hope that this video answers that, and definitely will want to just really encourage the discussion. So if you think that maybe we're missing something, tell us. We want to know. We want this thing to be amazing and to meet everybody's kind of best case scenarios. So the only way that's going to happen is through dialogue and just iteration and continuing to push the envelope. So looking forward to your continued thoughts. Appreciate your support, and we'll get you another video answering some of the other questions that have come in. Have a great day. Thanks.